Hello and welcome to Middlesex Moments. I'm your host and campus CEO, Kim Hogan, coming to you live from the Center for New Media here at Connecticut State Middlesex in Middletown, Connecticut. It is the 8th season of Middlesex Moments, a show produced by the students of Todd Levesque studio production class. And as always, I'm excited to be hosting the show and working in collaboration with our students to keep you up to date on the campus's many happenings. I'm extremely excited to be sitting down today with Professor Rick Eriksen later in our show to discuss the Educational Excellence Award he will be soon receiving, and we'll learn more about his background and his many, many contributions across the campus. Before we talk with Rick, let me spotlight one of our very talented staff members. Landy Howe is one of our staff here at Middlesex on our campus that has exhibited paper cutting, the traditional art form meticulously cutting images from paper with scissors or a knife.
CT-State Middlesex is showcasing faculty talent by welcoming you to view Professor Landy Howe's paper cutting art exhibit located in Jane Burr Smith Library in the Pegasus Gallery.
The paper cutting art was created in China about 1400 years ago and will spread to some of European country and some Asian country through the Silk Road. Because I started when I was very young and I already have the basic skill, but I haven't done it for many years. But about 7 years ago, when I started to teach Sunday Chinese school, our school offered this workshop to the student. So I just picked it up again. And since then, I have done many workshops and presentation at the local community events and the public libraries. Actually, the materials are not very expensive, but sometimes it's really hard to find. For example, like this one, we use a special, they call the rice paper. I can only find this one from some particular online shop, or I got them from China. For me, paper cutting art is a relaxing art activity. I really enjoy it. Sometimes I just sit in front of my dining table. I spend a couple hours without moving. I really, really enjoy it. And also Middlesex, the art teacher, Judith, she also talked with me about her interest offering a meditation section based on the paper cutting. And the Wellness Center Director, Allison, she also wants to work with me to offer some like a meditation workshop for students and employees at Middlesex Community College.
If you're interested in seeing more of Professor Howe's work, please take a walk through Pegasus Gallery, located in Jane Burr Smith Library at CT-State Middlesex.
Creative and detailed work. It's such a pleasure for us to be able to house such great artwork here on our campus in the Pegasus Gallery. And if you're looking for more information, more about Middlesex's art, please check out our website at mxcc.edu/art exhibits. Next up is a real treat. Our campus hosted its inaugural academic convivium as CT-State Middlesex. The convivium is a series of oral presentations put together by the hardworking students of the honors program here at Middlesex. This work is done as part of their capstone course. The program is comprised of a diverse group of students and presentations. So let's take a look at what the honor program has to offer.
On April 26th, the 10th annual academic convivium was held. This is the first year as CT-State Middlesex. This gives the students a chance to discuss their research on the topics that they have picked.
Tell you that today you're going to hear student presentations on topics ranging from Mars colonization to climate change denialism. These students have worked really hard, and I think you're going to be really impressed by what they have produced.
This formal event allows nearly 40 students to showcase their research with 30 separate topics in fields such as biotechnology, social sciences, criminal justice, law, engineering, and education. The public is encouraged to attend this impressive display of academic excellence.
As a basic introduction, human technology is constantly evolving, and because of this, there are many debates about what humanity should do with said technology.
and I'm going to be talking today about faith-based organizations and their role in addressing poverty.
My capstone presentation is kind of a mouthful, but essentially it's about the question, are digital games art?
My capstone presentation is on artificial intelligence and machine learning impact on the workforce and the job market.
And today I'm going to be talking to you about the dangers of pet stores.
I did my capstone on creatine. Specifically, I explored the safety and efficacy of creatine.
My name is Luna Bielefeld. I today will be presenting on generational diversity in the workplace and how it influenced the different generations' preferences as well as interactions with each other.
The topics this year were extremely relevant to our world today, illustrating how our students analyze and contemplate issues that affect lives. This is an exciting new tradition, and we welcome the public to our campus to be a part of it.
My name is Megan Serpis, and today I'll be talking about the focus of my capstone project, which revolves around the mental health crisis among college students and the proactive approaches that are being implemented onto campuses to combat this crisis.
I was happy to see and hear, and most importantly, learn from all of the students' amazing research. I hope you all had as much fun as I did. Congratulations to all of the students, and I can't wait to see you next year.
Truly amazing work, and congratulations to the students in the honors program. These presentations take a lot of hard work to put together, and as I know, public speaking can be daunting. The next story is one that I personally love. It is the end of the academic year at CT-State Middlesex, so with that comes graduation. As an administrator, graduations are special moments when the students that we greeted years ago get to walk across the stage and claim the results of all of their hard work. Let's check out what's in store for this ceremony this year.
It's that time of year again, graduation. This is always a great time of the year for faculty, staff, and especially students. It's a time to celebrate all of the students' hard work. This year will be a little bit different. For 56 years, we've had graduation from Middlesex Community College at either Platt High School or outside on our beautiful Middlesex campus. This year will be the first graduating class as newly formed CT-State, a momentous occasion. We will be having our first ever CT-State ceremony at Central Connecticut State University's Welt Hall, May 23rd at 6 p.m. You can check out all the information on this year's first CT-State graduation on our website. Here you can find basic graduation information, value information, cap and gown, and directions to Welt Hall, to name a few pieces of information. This year, we are proud to have 3-time Emmy Award journalist Kara Sunland. Kara Sunland anchors the news for WFSB TV, the CBS affiliate in Connecticut, and hosts the popular daytime talk show Better Connecticut. Her series, Kara Cures, is a mainstream guide to health and spiritual. She is also a contributor to Huffington Post. Our student speaker will be Efren Mosher. Efren is graduating from CT-State Middlesex with an associate's degree in social work studios and is planning on continuing all the way to a master's degree. He has been heavily involved during his 2 years at Middlesex as part of the honors program, serving as vice president of the Beta Gamma Xi chapter of PTK International Honor Society and working for the Student Wellness Center. So with so much excitement happening the next few weeks, we want to wish the students the best of luck during their finals leading up to graduation. Again, stay up to date with graduation at our website.
Can't wait until May 23rd. I hope to see you there. That's Central Connecticut State University, Welty Hall, 6 p.m. Well, you are now in the loop with some of the many events here that we have at Connecticut State Middlesex. If you want to know more about any of these, please visit our website at ctstate.edu. After a short break, we're going to be sitting down with Connecticut State's very own Professor Rick Eriksen, who teaches here in the Center for New Media. Don't go anywhere, we'll be right back.
Connecticut's 12 community colleges are now Connecticut State Community College. CT-State offers more programs, more services, and more flexibility. Take classes at any location or online and earn the degree or certificate you need to enter the workforce, advance your career, or transfer. Financial aid is available, and you may be eligible for free tuition. Find out more at ctstate.edu.
Check check out the Arts and Media Festival happening May 17th at 6 p.m. in Chapman Hall.
There will be live music, food, and projects from our very own Middlesex students. See you there.
My pleasure to be sitting here with Rick Eriksen, the soon-to-be recipient of the Educational and Distinguished Service Award this year. So, Rick, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing great. I'm here. I'm under the lights. There's a lot of good stuff happening, so I'm doing pretty good today.
Well, for those that may not know, why don't you tell them what do you do here on our campus? A couple of things.
What
the
do
main
I
things.
do? I think I'm kind of a utility guy. No. I do a lot of things. I mean, primarily, obviously, I'm the faculty member in the Center for New Media. I teach, the digital media production course is focused primarily, a little bit on the graphics side, the video side, that sort of stuff. But it's the other things, that I do. Geez, I don't know, just.
We're going to get into some of that.
Oh, we're going to get into some of that? All right, so that's kind of what I'm doing.
Why don't you start just by telling the group maybe a little of your background, where did you go to school, what's some of your educational history, that kind of thing.
All right, a little of my background. That's funny. I went to school, my background, I went to school for film and video, Boston University. Actually spent a little time at Rochester Institute of Tech for a bit. Graduated Boston, had a great time at Boston. That was cool. And then I, spent some time just, doing whatever, and then actually managed to get a gig at ESPN.
Okay, so what did you do while you were at ESPN?
Then that ESPN thing, pretty much that was another utility, everything kind of thing. Actually, I started working doing late night sports centers, then transitioned into doing graphics for, Baseball Tonight and the basketball and things of that nature. And then I somehow got transitioned into working for doing graphics and animation for new shows. And so I would work with external groups and try to get the technology and the graphics and the look working, with a new show or with a new group or something.
So how did you make that, what made you want to come to this Middlesex Community College then, which is CT-State Middlesex now, but what was that, transition like for you? What drew you to become a faculty?
Probably what drew me back then, not, we're going back a few years, but what drew me was definitely the shift in technology, because I was seeing it was no longer you needed to have millions of dollars. You didn't need to. And so the technology was getting to the desktop, and so I thought, wow, you know what? I think we need to sort of get this into the laps of people and empower them. And so I actually got a phone call at ESPN one day, and they were going to, do you have anybody there who wants to teach video graphics? And I was like, yeah, I think that might be an interesting thing to try, a new thing to clip on. So that actually brought me
how many years ago was this? What was the time frame?
Oh, man, I want to say...
Without dating yourself. Okay.
Well, dating...
You started when you were 5. And,
Yeah, exactly. No, it was funny. Actually, I got a clock, I think, last year. So that's how I'm gauging time. I want to say I think I'm in my 26th year, possibly. I guess.
Wow.
25, 26 years. I didn't think I would be hanging that long, but here I am. It's been an interesting, fun, exciting ride. And I'm not ready to leave the amusement park yet. So
I'm sure glad. Not only as your CEO, but also as your friend. So I'm very glad you're sticking around. Glad to hear it. We're going to take a short break. After we talk about that long, free history here. When we return, we're going to discuss more about your Educational Excellence Award and learn a little bit more about your previous accomplishments and a little bit more about Rick Eriksen.
All right, sounds good.
So please take
We are CT-State. With the launch of Connecticut State Community College, students will have the opportunity for a new educational experience delivered by the best community college system in the nation.
CT-State is a new way to educate Connecticut's residents.
With hundreds of majors delivered on 12 campuses and online, CT-State will not only meet Connecticut's workforce needs,
but provide students with the career and life goal choices they need to be successful.
We are CT-State.
The Middlesex Community College Foundation is set to host its annual Red Moon Gala on October 5th from 6 to 9 p.m. The foundation extends an invitation to the public and community members to participate by becoming sponsors or purchasing tickets. Festivities kick off at 6 p.m. at Chapman Hall at the CT-State Middlesex main campus. Come on down and have a fun night.
Welcome back to Middlesex Moments. I'm your CEO and host of the show, Kim Hogan. I'm here discussing Rick Eriksen's life to learn a little bit more about the faculty members here at our campus. And for those that are watching the commercial, we were watching it here, we saw our Red Moon promo that just went on.
Yeah.
When we talk about the added list of many things that you do here, Rick, thank you for co-hosting that event with me. It's been a long ride.
No, it's a long ride, but that's a fun one, definitely.
So let's go ahead and talk about some of your other recent your recent award, which is going to be the Educational Excellence Distinguished Service and Educational Excellence Award here on our campus. For those that don't know, that award goes to someone, everyone, annually. It's an annual award to a faculty or staff member that really encapsulates all that you do here on the campus. But you have to be in your job for 10 years or more. So you covered that and receive a nomination, which you covered. And we're very, very honored to have you as our distinguished member this year. But it's my understanding that you've had some other accomplishments, something like 2 or 3 Emmys? Let's talk about those first.
Yeah, I've got a couple of those. I mean, that was obviously earlier years, and again, being able to work, at ESPN on newer shows, and it just provided a lot of opportunity. And yeah, so I did win a few Emmys earlier in my career before hopping here.
What's it like to receive an Emmy?
I don't know. Now I'm not. It's not really not much. I mean, some people are like, oh, Emmy. I was kind of like initially it was like, oh, that's cool. But honestly, for me, it's always a team. It's like a team thing. So it was cool. It's fun, neat. Other than that, it was just another. I don't know, another thing to put up on the shelf. I don't know, but it was neat.
Well, I think that again, it brings you to who you are, what you came with, and where you are. I think that we kind of need to think about this educational excellence award you're getting now. So you mentioned the word of teamwork.
Yeah.
Okay. And so the educational excellence award is really about you.
Yeah.
Okay. So there's a difference between receiving something for the team and receiving something for you. What does it feel like to receive an award that's based on just being Rick?
Well, I'd have to probably. I guess I would lead with it's humbling.
Yeah.
I mean, it's humbling because it's an academic award. It's just an award in excellence, and honestly, I'm humbled. I'm excited. It really did. I guess beyond humbled, I'm excited about it because it's really injecting a little bit more motivation. Because now I'm kind of going, all right, people are recognizing some of the things that I'm doing. Right. So now let's step it up.
Right. Knowing you and obviously sharing to our audience now, you making sure that you kind of get to see who Rick is. He's really the kind of guy that, in my mind, just encapsulates team and that kind of thing. So I'm really happy that you're finally getting an award that's really about Rick. And that award does come though with an opportunity to expand and receive up to $5,000 for a project. And we haven't really had the opportunity to talk much about it, but I'm anxious to see your proposal. But what are we thinking about? What are you thinking about? A little insight.
It's interesting because we're in a department that's very tech oriented. It's very focused, and I think over the years, 20 plus the ones that I was in before, I think it's been interesting to look at how technology has evolved, how we've used it has evolved, how we teach with it. And so looking at that in terms of how can I connect that with something that I think is so absolutely important, and that's not the rectangle. That's not the tech. That's the communicating and connecting in real time with people. And that's been interesting to see. The technology has actually, to some degree, connected a lot of people who are distant, but at the same time, the individuals who are local have seemed to kind of been siloed into the tech. So I've really kind of been reflecting and thinking, well, how can we solve a little of this divisiveness that's going on between, well, not only between ages, young folk and older folk, but then the technology, who has it, who doesn't, or even more important, who can afford it and who can't afford it. And so all these barriers are sort of cropping up over watching us. Ooh, look at this new tech, AI here, this, And so the project, and what I'm trying to come up with is how can we take technology, how can we use that technology, and how can we bring in individuals, let's say, who might feel they can't use that technology. Like an older individual who might say, what is this streaming all about? And I can't do that. That's too difficult for me. Or a younger individual who says, well, I'm just going to hang out in my bedroom and sort of do a streaming show and be an influencer, but just be in my world.
Yep.
I'm not sure that's the healthiest way to go about using tools and technology. So, long-winded way,
that's okay.
I'm thinking of the project as how can we actually connect older individuals of the community with younger individuals of the community, utilizing technology in a way where we're connecting and team involved. So a little bit of, without getting into the details, I mean, that's vague, but I'm thinking.
I definitely love the concept, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the actual proposal. But what I'm really looking forward to, and this is something that we've bantered with back and forth when we talk about our own lives and working with our family, and maybe perhaps dealing with parents that are tech challenged. I imagine some of our students that are working the cameras today. How many phone calls do we get? I've hit something and I can't get the TV to work, or I've done something right. So that's making light of what you're talking about, but really that connecting of generational gaps, the connecting of technology and how we use it, this concept of AI, how does it infiltrate? This is important stuff that goes on our campus.
It really is.
Truly amazing. Before we get away too much from the awards, I do want to just make sure you know from the bottom of my heart, I really want to give you congratulations. I know that your colleagues will also congratulate you. And when we fully announce this to the campus. So this is a little preview to what we'll be announcing to the campus, getting you ready.
All right.
Let's talk just a moment, though, if we can, because I know many roles, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about some of the other things, the idea of philanthropy, and we have a pretty important night coming up, scholarship night.
Right.
And you've been integral in helping us raise money through the foundation. What does that feel like to be able to be a part of that?
Well, I mean, I think that it's amazing in the fact that you're able to actually physically see at the moment the effect that you're having on a student and an individual. And I mean, that's the magic of the whole thing, is to connect. And so the scholarship, to the ability to actually be able to help someone juggle all of the life issues that they might actually be dealing with, and then to see them succeed. Obviously, you had mentioned commencement, but knowing that the scholarship is a way to continue that motivation, that excitement, that intensity that they that they have to keep going, and that hopefully is now going to transition into someone who is going to bring it into the community, right? That it's going to be a civic thing, and that they're going to pass it forward.
Right.
And I mean that the scholarship, scholarship awards. That's it. You're looking at all these promising individuals ready to go.
So, just to tell our audience a little bit about who Rick is. Rick is the guy that he already talked about, putting the stuff together behind the scenes, but you don't ever hesitate from getting before a group, say at Red Moon, to ask for money. He's our auctioneer. He puts the auctioneer hat on. He does all the graphics for that. He puts together, the sound for the night and making sure that our talent that comes in has a proper sound system with everybody that helps you. I get that it still is a team. And then you turn around and from your own pocket, we have your family scholarship. So it comes full circle. And again, these are the things that make you a unique individual in our campus, and just truly a special person, Rick. So I want to make sure that the folks in the audience get an opportunity to really kind of see a little bit of the insights of why we have you on the show and why you received your award this year.
Thank you.
But one thing we didn't really touch upon is really the students. Obviously we're here in a learning lab today, working with our students. I love it. I know you get to see it a lot more than I do. But what words of advice can you give to the current or the future students that might want to get involved in the media program here?
I would just, first it sounds so trivial, but I would just say really lean into play.
What do you mean by play? Like,
what do I mean by play? Is don't think about the result. Don't think about I only use this tool or that's only the way that I play. We never think. Well, you know, if we were sitting on a rug with a whole bunch of Legos, are you kidding me? You and I, and we'd pull all these other people. We'd just start playing, and it wouldn't matter what we were thinking about or what. And slowly we would start to form up some relationships, and I'd see you'd have all those blue Legos, and you'd be doing some good stuff over there, and maybe something's happening over here. So that play, that's first, and being open to the way other people play and explore. And that then opens up to opportunity. Be open to the opportunities, do as much as possible, stretch as much as possible, and definitely feel uncomfortable. Really feel that. That's what living is. Nervous, that what is this going to be about? So, I mean, it's not really advice, but it is.
Well, I think it's powerful. You know, it's, you know, when you really think about that, especially when you say be uncomfortable, because we don't like to be there.
No,
we don't like to be in that zone,
we don't like
right?
to be there, but
some of the greatest memories that we'll have will come from those times of being
moments.
uncomfortable.
Right, and I think that we have, right now, the tech is just out of control. There's so many tools. We're so jacked in. So to sit here and talk about this application or that piece of technology, well, that's just evolving constantly. And so you have to have the ability to say, here's a new toy. I mean, wait, I should be saying tech, right? Or whatever that is. But you have to have that. You have to have that thing that is inside us, that curiosity, that interest, because then that's going to, you know what? That's going to help you when a problem hits the table and we have never seen that problem. Well, now we got people who can creatively problem solve using tools and tech that actually are available. And I guarantee you that those tools and tech are not going to have a little, oh, just click this button and this button to solve our creative problem.
Right.
And so that's the hope, the play, the exploration with all this tech and all these toys. Hopefully, now we can actually do good with it. I don't know.
Well, folks, if you don't see it, I see it every day. These are the reasons why. I need to give you big congratulations on your Educational Excellence Award. To the true fullest philosophy behind the education of our students here. You bring that to a total different level. It's not just books and reading, it's experimenting, and as you said, getting into that comfortable zone.
Definitely.
Forcing that across our students.
Definitely. I mean, and you just not to let it go. The students, you're saying, hey, what advice to students who want to get into this? I would just say, you know, the students being with people. Other people, and I think that it's what keeps me here are the students, obviously.
It wasn't me?
No, yeah, you do some funny things. You keep me going.
No, but, it's definitely our students. We share this. We definitely share
and
that.
I think, you know, that's really the beauty of doing production, I think, is that you are not solo doing production, but you're with people. You're connecting, you're conveying stories, and you're doing good, hopefully.
Well, thank you so much.
All right.
From all of us here, we just want to say congratulations and thanks for being my guest on the show today.
Thank you.
for being here with all the students. We also thank our audience for tuning in. And as always, please take the time to visit us in person. Our main campus is located at 100 Training Hill Road here in Middletown, or at our Meriden Center located at Platt High School. And of course, you can always visit us online 24/7 at CT-State.edu. For Connecticut State Middlesex, I'm Kim Hogan, and I want to thank you for tuning in.